we automatically assume that this person is supposed to be my boyfriend, my girlfriend, my husband, my wife. We're supposed to have sex. And it's like, you could pretty much mess up a good chemistry and connection just off the fact of you trying to force somebody to be in a position that they're not meant to be in. You end up having sex with them, or you end up trying to force something to make it work, and now you hate them 2 months later. So the connection, the spark, the admiration you have for this person is completely gone because you guys crossed the line, and the line was never supposed to be crossed.
Is it really something, or is it really trusting? 'Cause I can back up all I do.
What if I told you that the reason you keep getting your heart broken, the reason why people keep letting you down, is not because they are terrible people? I mean, some people are terrible people, but it's because you've given them a level of responsibility that they cannot handle. Makia, what responsibility are you talking about? I'm talking about the responsibility of access. For the longest time, I thought that love meant giving people unlimited access to my life. But it wasn't until recently, and when I say recently, I mean a couple years ago, that I realized that in order to have purposeful and peaceful relationships with people, that I must become aware of people's responsibilities and roles in my life, especially while going through huge transitions. So today, I'm going to discuss with you, I'm going to tell you 3 ways that you can identify who's responsible enough to handle certain levels of access to you. The 3 ways that you can study a person to see if they're responsible enough to handle certain levels of access to you is by studying their capabilities, their capacity, and last but not least, their calling. Let's start with capabilities, and I'm gonna read off of my iPad. So these are your skills, talents, your strengths, both natural and learned. And this is what the individual can actually demonstrate. Think about what you can do. Okay. What you can do is defined as the capabilities. Let's give an example. So let's just say that there's something very heavy on your heart and you've kept it close to your heart, but now you're ready to share with someone. You decide to share with your friends, friend A and friend B. Friend A, she doesn't mean any harm, but she decides that she wants to tell 2 of her friends out of the heaviness of the conversation because it was very heavy for her out of concern for you. But she does this all the time. This is like a pattern of hers. Friend B allows you to vent, but you hear nothing else about it. She doesn't disclose this information to anyone else. That's the end of the story. It's going to the grave. This means that friend B has developed a skill, the skill of discipline and self control as it pertains to communication. And this is the person that you can trust when it comes to matters like that. It would be crazy for you to trust friend A when she has consistently shown you patterns that she cannot be trusted or that she does not have the discipline to withhold information. So, this is the person who doesn't get access. We don't cut her off. We just say, hey, this is the person that I can't tell everything to. End of story. The second way to identify if a person is responsible enough to handle certain levels of access to you is their capacity. Think about how much you can do, not what you can do, but how much you can do. This is about bandwidth, endurance, resources. How much can this individual take before a certain breaking point or to the point of detriment? Let's go back to our friends, friend A and friend B. You just went through a terrible breakup, and you have decided to move out of the apartment with your boyfriend, girlfriend, whomever. Friend A decides to drive to your house, help you pack, gives you the emotional support that you need in that moment. Friend B says you shouldn't have been with him anyway, girl. Why were you still with him for this long? She says she's not coming over there. And another reason why she's not coming over there is because it's triggering to her. It reminds her of her past situations. So she doesn't want to get involved at all. This means that friend A has more capacity in the patience department that friend B doesn't have, where friend B was able to keep a secret. She was disciplined and has self control as it pertains to keeping secrets and communication. She has very low tolerance. She doesn't have patience when it comes to things of this matter. You're going through heartbreak and she's triggered and she needs a moment to herself because she cares for you deeply, and seeing you hurt makes her hurt. So she can't even get involved too much. But friend A puts her feelings aside, helps you, assists you because she has more capacity, because she's patient to help you in this process. This means don't pressure friend B to be something that she's not, or to do something that she doesn't want to do. Her capacity is what it is. Because if she go to your ex-boyfriend house or to the apartment where you used to live, she might beat him up. And now y'all call the case. The third way to identify if a person is responsible enough to have certain levels of access to you is their calling. Their calling, you could define this as what they are meant to do. Think of uh, a sense of purpose, a deeper sense of purpose or assignment on their life or your life. All right, let's go back to our friends. We have another example. From the time your divorce was final until you got married again 7 years later, God specifically assigned friend C to be your prayer partner. But friend A doesn't believe she knows how to pray. And friend B has been back and forth between religions and she doesn't know who to pray to. This means that friend C was specifically called to intercede for you during that season. I hope y'all are catching what I'm saying. I hope y'all are following my message here, or what I want to get through to you guys. People have different responsibilities and roles in your life, and the more you lower your expectations, or the more you stop trying to force them to do things that they're not meant to do, wired to do, assigned to do, then the more peace and purposeful your relationships would be. All the friends in these examples have different capabilities, capacities, callings according to the season. And this is not just about friendships, but this is about any human relationship that you might encounter and how to preserve it. I know that was one of my issues. That was one of my biggest mistakes. It's not saying that I, destroyed relationships per se, but there are things that I could have done a whole lot better had I not given people a certain level of responsibility that they could not handle. And another thing, don't put too much on yourself that you can't handle. I know for me, my friends know that I am the friend that you come to when you're ready to get things done, when you're ready to be held accountable, when you're ready to actually talk through some things and get deep into the conversation. I don't want to change that about myself. Now, there are moments where I have to bend a little, be flexible a little, give grace, do things out of the norm. But as far as my morals and standards, if I believe that what you're doing is wrong, or you're doing something that's detrimental to who you are and who you're supposed to be, don't come to me with that foolishness. I have very low tolerance. And my friends know that. And I'm so glad that they accept me for me. And so I had to humble myself and stop trying to play every role, and be thankful that God has blessed my friends with other friends to give them what they need. And that was hard to do. So I want you to really think about the moment, a certain moment. I know you may have many moments, but think about a certain moment where someone really broke your heart, or they really focus, Micaiah. I want you to really, really think about a moment where someone broke your heart or really disappointed you and let you down. How did you write them off? Was it because they were absolutely terrible people? Or Was it you were forcing them, you were trying to force them to be something that they weren't, trying to force them to do something that they weren't assigned or wired to do? Was it fair? Was it really fair? We misplace people a lot of times. I said this in a podcast episode that I was featured on maybe 3 years ago about how when there's chemistry with a person that we're attracted to romantically, we automatically assume that this person is supposed to be my boyfriend, my girlfriend, my husband, my wife. We're supposed to have sex. And it's like, you could pretty much mess up a good chemistry and connection just off the fact of you trying to force somebody to be in a position that they're not meant to be in. You end up having sex with them, or you end up trying to force something to make it work, and now you hate them 2 months later. So the connection, the spark, the admiration you have for this person is completely gone because you guys crossed the line, and the line was never supposed to be crossed. We have to begin to use wisdom and discipline when it comes to our relationships, and understand that everybody is not meant for everything. No man is meant to be everything for everybody. No man, no woman is meant to be everything for everybody. If you are in a marriage, if you are in a relationship, I know the Bible says cleave to your wife, cleave to your husband, and all the things, and leave your family and all. That's cute. But best believe you need community. That husband and wife is not supposed to be everything for you. Y'all need community to raise those children, to raise those kids. Excuse me. But allow people to be who they are supposed to be in your life. There's been a couple of guys that I've been attracted to, and I'm just like, I don't want to cross the line, because I already know, like, this, I might not like them after that, or like, let's just keep it as it is. And I know y'all probably are thinking, like, what does that have to do with access and responsibility? Absolutely everything. Because if you're not meant to be my boyfriend, that's a level of responsibility and access that you was probably never supposed to get, ever. And another thing, stop having sex with everybody. Why is y'all out here having sex with everybody? I'm here for people, you know, utilizing their free will and doing whatever they want to do with their bodies. However, we need to start doing stuff with some sense. Everybody does not deserve that much access to your vagina, to your penis. Okay? Everybody doesn't deserve that part of you. Why are you spreading it out to any and everybody? And you might be going through a little whole phase. Everybody has had their moment of the whole phase, even if it's in their mind. But be mindful of what's happening. Be mindful of what you're doing. If you see that down there as valuable, then I'm gonna need for you to clink clink, lock it down. Have some standards, have some morals. Start thinking, okay, with your head and not your head. I really want y'all to be more intentional about how you manage your relationships so you can have more peaceful and purposeful relationships. Of course, yes, you may have to delay instant gratification in some sense, in some instances. That's okay. That is totally fine. It's gonna hurt for a little bit. Like, dang, I really want to hit them up. Dang, I really want to slide into in the DM. Dang, I really want to reply to the story. Dang, I really want to send that eggplant emoji. It's gonna be tempting. However, delaying instant gratification will help you to see the bigger picture, and it will provide peace and purposeful relationships, and you won't be ready to kill people. All right, y'all, I think that's it. Let me see. Let me look on my iPad and make sure that's it. The moral of this entire message is accept people for who they are so you can manage the access of your life better. Again, Accept people for who they are so you can manage the access of your life better. Just like how I had to manage access with my ex, who I was in a situationship with for 9 years. Me and him was so comfortable with this cycle, so much so that it led him to believe that the way he was treating me was competent. And I was just completely dismissing what was going on within me internally. Like I was suffering from traumatic experiences and he got the worst of it. Until one day he asked me a question that pissed me the F off. And in that moment, it was my opportunity to stand up for myself. And that's exactly what I did. I cursed him out to a degree. I mean, I didn't curse him out, but I said what needed to be said. But he respected me after that. And I had to set a boundary. I had to limit access, which was very, very hard with someone who I was so used to. We had a routine, we had a thing going on, but I had to cut that off. So if that's you, if you're someone who's like, girl, I need to learn to set boundaries. I want to learn how to stand up for myself. Then I want you to purchase the I'm No Superhuman ebook, The Moment I Truly Expressed What Was Hurting Me, for $2.99. Now, it's not going to be $2.99 after this week, so make sure you get it, please. And then at the end of the ebook, you will find the 10 self care tips, which are for free. Those are in the description as well. Click the link and you could get those for free. But if you want like the tea behind the tips, then make sure you purchase the ebook so you can get both together. Y'all, I didn't say it at the beginning of this video, but this is the last video of the 10-week series, 10 ways to take care of yourself while you're going through like these crazy, crazy spiritual transitions. And this last self care tip was access is responsibility. Who are you giving responsibility to? Who are you giving access to? There is no video after this. This is the last video, y'all. But I will say this, a new series is coming up and it's including my hair. And I will be talking in the video too, motivating you all, running my mouth. But it's going to be about my hair because it's been a journey. If you don't know, it has been a journey, and I'm so excited to share it with you all. Thank you for tuning in. Please share this video with somebody who really, really needs it, who really needs to set a boundary, who really needs to restrict access. Okay? Because guess what? You are the only person who gets unlimited access to your own life. You have to set boundaries with yourself, which I'll talk about that in another video. But the point is, share this video with somebody who really, 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 really needs it. Make sure you comment. Make sure you subscribe. Subscribe to this channel. And I'll catch y'all for the next series very, 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 very soon. I love y'all and take care.